This is the story of a man named Eliam. He was born poor, in a small village where people worked hard every day but still went to bed hungry. His father was a farmer, his mother sold vegetables, and Eliam grew up believing that poverty was normal. But deep inside, he had a dream. He used to say to himself, "One day, I will change my life. I don't know how, but I will." When Eliam turned 17, he left his village with only 2 coins in his pocket and 1 small bag of clothes. He took a bus to the nearest city. It was the first time he saw tall buildings, bright lights, and people rushing everywhere. He thought opportunity would be waiting, but no one was waiting for him. He looked for work in shops, restaurants, and construction sites, but no one wanted to hire a skinny boy with torn shoes and no experience. For several nights he slept outside, hungry and tired. One night he smelled fresh bread coming from a small bakery. He stood outside for a long time, watching people buy warm bread. He finally gathered courage, went inside, and asked the baker, "Sir, can I work here? I don't need money. I just need food." The baker looked at him carefully and said, "Come tomorrow morning. Start by washing the dishes." That was the first door that opened for Eliam. He washed dishes from sunrise to midnight. The work was hard and the pay was small, but he never complained. He watched how the bakers mixed flour, how they shaped dough, how they smiled when customers enjoyed the bread. Every night, after everyone went home, he practiced with leftover ingredients. Sometimes he burned the bread, sometimes it was too hard, but he kept trying. Months passed, and the bakery owner began to notice his effort. One morning he said, "You have been faithful. From today, you can bake with us." That moment changed Eliam's life. He felt trusted, respected, and proud. After 2 years, he had learned every detail about baking. He saved a few coins each week and dreamed of opening his own small shop someday. But life tested him again. One winter night, a fire started in the bakery. The flames destroyed everything. The owner lost his business, and Eliam lost his only job. For the next week he sat by the street, staring at the ashes. He had just 80 coins saved. He thought, maybe this is the end. But another voice in his heart said, or maybe this is the beginning. He took those coins and bought flour, sugar, and oil. He borrowed a pan from a neighbor and began frying small sweetbread balls. He stood on the corner of a busy street, selling them to strangers. The first day, no one came. The second day, one old woman stopped, tasted a piece, and said, "Young man, this is delicious." The next day she brought 2 friends. Soon people were lining up. Eliam's little idea began to grow. With the money he earned, he bought a small cart. He painted it yellow and wrote Eliam's bread on the side. He woke up at 4 every morning to prepare his dough. He sold every piece with a smile and always gave free bread to children who couldn't pay. People loved his kindness as much as his food. A few months later, a food blogger who lived nearby tried his bread. She posted a picture online and wrote, "The best street bread in the city." The next day, Eliam couldn't believe what he saw. Dozens of people were waiting before sunrise. He sold out before noon. The news spread quickly. Within a year, he opened his first small bakery shop. He hired 2 of his friends from the village. He trained them with the same patience his first boss had shown him. He made sure every customer felt respected and welcomed. His slogan was simple, bread made with heart. 5 years later, he opened his 5th shop. His bread was sold in supermarkets, cafes, and hotels. He no longer worked on the street, but he still arrived early every morning to check the ovens. He greeted every worker personally. He never forgot the nights he slept hungry. When a television reporter asked him how he became a millionaire, Eliam smiled and said, "I didn't chase money. I chased quality and kindness." Money followed later. He built a training center for young people who wanted to learn cooking. He created jobs for hundreds of people. Every Sunday, he offered free meals to anyone in need. He always said, "When you rise, lift others too." One day he went back to his old village. The same dusty road, the same small houses. But this time, children ran to him shouting his name. He built a bakery there, hired local workers, and opened a school next to it. The people who once thought he would fail now celebrated him. He stood in front of the children and said, "I was just like you. Poor, scared, and hungry. But I believed that hard work and honesty could change everything. You don't need to be rich to start. You need to start to be rich." Iliam's company grew into one of the biggest bakery brands in the country. He became a multi-millionaire, but he never bought luxury cars or golden watches. His joy came from seeing his workers smile, from knowing that no one in his company ever went home hungry. Years later, when people asked him what the secret of success was, he always answered, "The secret is not a secret. Do what you do with love, learn from failure, and never give up when life gets hard." Every success begins with one small step. Today, his name stands for hope. His story is told in schools and on television. But if you ask him who he is, he still says, "I'm just a man who loves to bake bread." This is the story of a man who was poor and is now a millionaire. He proved that success doesn't start with money. It starts with hunger, hunger to learn, hunger to grow, and hunger to make life better, not only for yourself, but for everyone around you. So when you feel like giving up, remember Iliam. Remember the boy who had only 2 coins and a dream. Because if he can rise from nothing, so can you.